Welcome to I'm a Filipino Creative, the podcast that dives deep into the journeys of Filipino creatives making waves in Dubai. I'm Archie, and in this show, we sit down with inspiring creatives, from photographers, designers, filmmakers, stylists to artists, to uncover their stories, struggles, and successes. Our goal? To motivate, empower, and uplift the image of Filipino creatives, proving that we have what it takes to thrive in the global stage.
So we have here commercial photographer Ace Reyes. Hi Ace.
Hello, hi RC, how are you? Thank you for inviting.
No,
very,
thank
very
you.
professional.
I know you've been here for the longest time. When did you come to Dubai?
First question agad.
First question,
agad. I came here in Dubai 2017, mga ganon.
2017.
So I think almost a decade, somewhere in between. I think 2016, 2015 I was here just for a short time, and then I came back 2017. I went back to the Philippines to try and finish my studies, but then something happened. I had to come back to Dubai. I had to take care of something. My mom especially. Batiin ko daw siya actually.
Go.
Hi, mommy.
Hi,
Alam mo,
tita.
artista.
Oo, worldwide tayo. Okay.
True. So, ayun. And then, doon ako nagsimula. Way back then.
How old were you then?
I was young. I was 19 when I was
Oh,
here.
19. Fresh from college or...
Actually, undergraduate ako ng college.
Okay.
And then, yun, very young ako nagsimula. So ngayon, 30 years old na ako. So parang medyo feeling ko dito na ako mas nag-mature talaga.
Before ka umalis, nag-work ka na sa Philippines or did ka
Studying.
nag-start? Studying lang. And you took what course?
I took marketing, and then hindi ako actually ganong nag-aral. Dancer kasi ako before. So, totoo yun. Nagsasayaw ako nun before. I used to compete with the group. Nag-Skechers kami. Tapos iba pang mga competitions, like hip-hop group talaga siya. So we were representing our school, and then intercollegiate dance competitions, mga ganyan. Baranggayan kami noon, pero just for a little while.
Wait, cheering ba to?
Hindi cheering.
Okay,
Kasi
sige.
like hip-hopan talaga, ganun talaga.
Alright.
Like proper na sayawan. Tapos, yun, when I came here, na-bad trip yung nanay ko kasi for like the first 3 months, hindi ko alam na mag-stay na ako for good, and then naglalaro lang ako sa PlayStation, ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, nak, medyo nababad trip na ako sa'yo. Anong plano mo sa buhay? Maglaro ka na lang ba habang buhay? And then na yun, pinadala niya akong Sansan, pinag-apply niya akong Sansan. Tapos, ayun, yun yung una kong punta dito.
And your first job, dun sa year
First
na yun?
job.
Or next pa?
Pinaka first job ko noon, nag-mascot ako. Seryoso.
Sino? Pwede sabihin? Ano ba?
Pwede. Ang una kong minascot, ayoko na kasi kinukwento to, sobrang
sige.
luma na nun. Kasi ang una kong trabaho, nag-Santa Claus ako.
Okay.
So, sasakay ako sa delivery car, nang naka-Santa costume, tapos magde-deliver ako, nang naka-Santa costume, babati ako sa mga bata, ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Bad trip ako. Ano, pare? Meron, bumaba ako sa Alariga. Ano to, yung bag ko, punong-puno na, tapos yung costume ko, hindi ko na mahubad. Kasi malapit na ako sa bahay, so bumaba ako, yung bag ko, tapos may dala akong garbage bag. Hindi ko na alam ano yung laman nun. Tapos pagbaba ako, lakad ako ganyan, may garbage bag ako. Sabi ng bata, Santa! Santa! Nag-iasi ako ng time na yun, sabi ng bata, Santa smoking?
Pero bakit ka napunta sa Santa job? Ano yung una mong in-applyan? Ano ba muna ang gusto mo maging during that time? Or naghanap ka lang talaga ng work? Or...
That time, wala akong plano. As in, wala akong plano.
Pero photographer ka na noon? Or may
Hindi
interest
pa
ka
ako
na?
photographer.
Okay.
Maganda, pupunta tayo doon.
Okay.
So, napapaano talaga ako? Seryoso talaga.
So, first job, mascot.
Yes,
And
mascot. And then after that, pinag-aral ako ng nanay ko sa mga Filipino community here in Dubai. So there are short courses here that features photography, videography, all that other stuff. Nag-enroll ako. I was very young, I think 19, 20 when I started doing that. Backstory, a little backstory. My mother was a director, producer in a TV network sa Philippines. Like malaking network, nakakatrabahan yung mga celebrities. So, When I was younger, let's say like 12, 13, sumasama ako sa mga shoots niya. Ang tawag sa Pilipinas, taping, di ba?
Yes.
Dito, shoots. So, sumasama ako sa mga taping, tapos parang nakikita ko, ang lalaki ng mga camera, ganyan, ganito yung mga dali, yung mga gumaganan, yung mga cameraman. Sabi ko ba, okay ito ha. Tapos, director siya nandun siya sa tapat ng monitor. Tapos nagkikiklik siya ng ganon para yung switching ng ano.
Broadcast director.
Okay, sa broadcast. Tapos sabi ko ba, okay ito ha. And then nung nag-aaral na ako, doon ko nalaman na, okay, ito pala yung technical terms. So, when I was studying, I was sort of familiar na doon sa ganung field kasi little did I know, saturated na siya sa akin kasi sumasama ako sa work ng mami ko noon. So, the first job I took with media production was assistant, production assistant. Taga-timpla ng kape, taga-punas ng lamesa, taga-galaw ng upuan, ganyan-ganyan. Runner, kumbaga.
Like commercial dito or TV production? Anong...
TV production. Kasi nung time na yon, yung mother ko, nandito na siya, producer na siya. So siya nag-aayos ng mga ganyan-ganyan. Sabi niya, nak, hanggang dito. Gumanon siya. Mag-PA ka sa akin. That time na yon, talagang pagka-PA ka, ikaw yung sinisigawan talaga yun na parang, ikaw yung tinatalakan talaga. Tapos, naging production assistant ako and then naging camera assistant ako. Doon na ako sa director nag-a-assist. So, palit ng lens, palit ng ganyan. Pero they were doing more on film cameras. Sabi ko, parang medyo mabigat tong film camera. Sabi ko, dito ako sa photography. Kasi, pag photography, pwede kang gumawa ng shoots mo na ikaw lang mag-isa.
Right.
Kasi, if you're doing film, like wide-scale video, mas malaki yung... It takes a village, basically. Ang dami mong kailangan.
Involved. Yeah.
Kasi pag picture ka, pwede ka mag-picture ng ganyan, pwede ka mag-picturean ng ganyan lang, di ba? Nakaupo kang ganyan. Tapos, and then, tsaka siya nag-develop na hindi ako agad nag-start sa fashion. Start ako events kasi sa events, mabilis kumita ng pera kasi 2-3 hours, picture ka ng event, tapos after edit ka, ganyan. Tapos mababayaran ka, tapos after yun, next event ulit, next event.
Transactional siya.
Yes.
Hindi, ano.
And then after that, sabi ko, uy, nakakapagod to ah. So parang sabi ko, try kong gumawa ng portfolio na fashion. Kasi nakikita ko yung mga magazine ganyan parang sabi ko, okay ito, ganda nito, paano ito ginawa? Ang isang tinuro sa akin doon, sa classes na pinaka-tumatak sa akin, kung gusto mong gayahin yung isang picture, tignan mo yung mga nasa mall, tignan mo paano siya inilawan, yung mga naka-makeup pag nakaganyan, saan nilagay yung ilaw, doon ko fini-figure out. Tapos ang naging basihan ko nun, hindi ako magagalingan hindi ako may impress sa isang tao na gumawa nito, pagka na-figure out ko kung paano niya inilawan. So, yun yung sort of basis ko na parang tinatry ko din sa sarili ko na kailangan kong gumawa ng picture na or setup na hindi kayang gawin ng iba kasi that would set me apart. Tapos, nung ako sa fashion, na hindi ako nakilala, in-applyan ako ng nanay ko ng trabaho. Kudos to my mom.
Si mami.
Siya nag-apply sa akin, siya HR ko. So, ang nangyari nun, mayroong nag-post sa mga Facebook group, ganyan, looking for Filipino photographer, ganyan. Listenan yung portfolio ko. Pinapagawa pa sa akin ng nanay ko, ito, gawa ka ng mga architecture, ganyan, sa mga beauty, ganyan, sa mga fashion, ganyan. Kako, sabi ko, pwede naman yung pinapagawa. Gusto ko lang sa mansana, event, fashion, hindi nangyari. Yan, natanggap ako sa work. Tapos, dun na. Una akong mga pinipicturean nun, pinggan, baso, tapos hanggang sa nag-evolve into shooting models, ganyan, fashion, yun na talaga. Pero hindi siya yung fashion na editorial agad. Basically, yung work ko mas naging more on e-commerce talaga. Shopee, Lazada, ganun yung e-commerce. Para sa mga hindi familiar sa word, e-commerce is like yun, Shopee, Lazada. Pero,
online mall, online shop.
yes, online shopping. Every day, I got to work with the light and all, na parang dun ako nahasa. Na okay, pagka nandito yung ilaw, okay, ganito yung tsura. Paano pagka nandito? Paano pag mahina to? Yung mga ganong mga bagay na nakokontrol mo kasi, yun, parang merong certain fulfillment pagka, okay, ito yung kalalabasan pagka ganito. Tapos yung ibang mga modifier sa ilaw, ano yung magiging itsura niya, ganun.
plano mo ba talagang magstay when you came here and you started working? Plano mo na talaga magtrabaho dito na mas matagal or punta ka, trabaho lang for a certain period of time and then may plano kang bumalik, umuwi?
At that time, plano ko lang umuwi noon para magbakasyon. Kasi at that time, long distance relationship, ganun lang. Pero sabi ko, nung nabayaran ako for the first job, sabi ko, laki na ito Parang one day, as assistant, 1.5 bibigay sa'yo. Oo, ito Di pa after ng shoot, shopping, ganyan. Sabi ni mami, kailan yung next? Sagang sa'yo, nagtuloy-tuloy na. Hindi na ako nag-look back. Yun.
How was the environment back then? Dun sa working environment, like we wanna know if there were biases against Filipinos or mas favored ba nung production environment?
I think the 19-year-old me, 20-year-old me wouldn't know the difference kasi I was only there to make a money na parang gusto ko lang mabili yung mga bagay. Ano yung pinakang gusto sa sapatos? Sila yung motivation ko nun parang, sige, utusan nyo, tapos after nito, babayaran ako. Tapos na, yun lang. In terms of like criticisms, racial preferences, now, hindi ko masabi na meron kasi mas tinitingnan talaga dito kung ano yung output mo, ano yung portfolio mo, ano yung experiences mo, knowledgeable ka ba about sa Dubai. Meron ako mga clients na, oy, pwede ba kami mag-shoot dito, ganito, ganyan. Sinasabi ko, hindi, kailangan nyo ng ganitong permit, magbabayad kayo ng ganitong classic amount. Sa mga ganun lang, basically, kung ano talaga yung mas alam mo, mas kukunin ka ng clients based dun sa alam mo, hindi dahil sa kung ano yung nationality mo.
So that's good to know because mas skill pa rin ang hinahanap.
Yes. Which is very thankful for.
Meron ka bang napapansin or nararamdaman na not discrimination per se, pero yun nga, by preferences from other nationalities versus you or...
Recently, wala naman kasi parang throughout, ito recently lang I've been doing more on brand partnerships and kung ano, ang pinaka doon is kung kaya mong i-deliver yung brief na parang pag kaya mo, di sige, okay na kasi napakilala ka na he's the guy, he's gonna do the ganon. So parang wala silang choice.
Ano yung mga struggles mo nung nagsisimula ka as a fashion photographer or
when I was starting, kailangan kong mag-come up with something new na hindi kayang gawin ng iba. Yun yung thinking ko na for me to be booked, kailangan ko mag-isip ng concept. Unang-una, concept. Ano yung pwede kong i-publish na magandang lalabas na ma-appreciate ng audience within Facebook, within the Filipino community na, or let's say sa mga agencies, ito yung taste na gusto namin, ito yung aesthetic na gusto namin. Parang ganun, yun yung isang unang-una kong struggle. So ngayon, andun yung gusto kong ma-achieve ngayon, paano ko siya gagawin? So what I did was I collaborated with stylists, mga medyo nauna na dito na parang, hey, want to be a fashion photographer, maybe we could do collaborations. Ginawa ko nun, nagbook ako ng penthouse somewhere in Deira. Tapos, then, ginamit namin yung mga hotel, ganyan-ganyan, nagdala ako ng mga sarili kong ilaw. And then, doon ako nagsimulang mag-create. From then on, sabi ko, ano yung next na magandang concept? Kasi parang, okay, kaya ko nang laruin yung ilaw. Then let's say 5 years later, I wanted to dive in more into doing shoots with set design, proper styling, na okay, alam ko na paano ilawan yung mga manika, paano ko naman iilawan yung buong frame.
And what year was that? Nung mga early years mo?
I started fashion photography around 2020.
Not so long ago.
Mga ganun. That's when I was really starting to build my portfolio. Talaga, ang dami kong shoots na pinupuntahan. And then, later on, I was getting recognized by the Filipino community as well. There were times na in-invite ako to universities to do a seminar, mga gano'n. Tuturo ko lang sila magbura ng 2 oras. It was really nice. And then, furthermore recognition na parang, okay itong ginagawa nito Pag hindi ko yung ilustrado, okay lang.
Sure, of course.
So, I was fit. By then nun, sunod-sunod na yung recognition. Ayokong gamitin yung term na sikat yan within the community, sikat artista. Ang gusto kong word is relevant. Relevant in a sense na, okay, he's familiar within the community. Na okay, na parang I sort of established the brand for myself. Na okay, he's the guy doing fashion, ganito mga ganyan. Yung ibang mga nakaka-work ko na parang, uy, kasi nakikita kasi na ako nung pag nagsushoot kasi ako, lagi yung nakahiga sa nakikita nila yun. So parang, napapansin nila sa ibang picture yun, tapos tinatanong nila, uy, ikaw ba yung gumawa nito? Kasi parang pa-shooting up parang gano'n.
Back then, when you were starting, how was it? How was Dubai?
Dubai was very open, very opportunistic area. I think of Dubai as Middle East New York. Kasi parang place of dreams.
Parang everything can happen.
Parang gano'n. Parang anything and everything can happen. Na parang pag trip ka nila, pupush ka namin. Parang gano'n. Pero when I was younger, I wasn't really I wasn't really more client-based at that time. Kasi parang kuha lang ako ng shoots. Ngayon,
And how do you get those shoots?
tamang network lang.
Paano magsimula ng network? Because that's one of the struggles ng mga
okay.
baguhan. Like,
So that's what I did na parang,
yeah, when I first came here, sino bang kakilala ko dito sa creative field? Yun yung hinanap ko. And
I think-
I don't know where to find them.
Instagram was the first one. Kasi parang friends din ng nanay ko. Na parang
yeah.
yung mga ka-age niya, parang, uy, eto stylist, ganito, ganyan. Okay, hindi parang ganyan na-introduce lang din, kakilala ng kakilala, ganun din. Pero if you're within the circulation ng mga, let's say in media, eventually makikilala mo din yung iba.
Yeah. And it seems, sorry, go ahead.
Hindi siya always fast start, talagang slow start lang din siya na parang hindi mo man makilala lahat nung kailangan mong makilala. Now, eventually, you will cross paths.
Seems like you did you did something right, kaya you got those network. What was it? Ano ba dapat na maging attitude when, networking, when meeting people? What would you advise na?
Just, I think, be open to other people's ideas. Be more of a listener. Kailangan all smiles ka eh. Kasi parang pagka hindi ka, paano ka makikilala kung lagi ka nakabusangot, diba? Parang lagi ka nakasmangot, parang tingin mo na, alam mo yung iba, may resting bitch face sila, pero and then okay naman pala sila. So parang you need to be more approachable na parang, hi, how are you? How's your day? It's been a beautiful day. Mga ganun. Talagang machika ka lang. And then at that time, di ako yung ganun klase ng personality. Yung personality ko parang, di ako parang medyo naasiwan ako ng onti sa sarili ko na parang, yes, I can be proactive. Pwede ako makipag-usap, pero
Sila muna.
parang gano'n. Ngayon,
Sila muna lumapit.
sa akin. Pero before, ako yung unang lumalapit. Kasi, sino ba ako? Wala pa akong napapatunayan. Santa Claus nga eh. Mukha ko, bigyan ng regalo.
Hindi pa.
So, gano'n. Yun yung mga struggles nung una. Building the network. Yun nga, yung ginawa ko, I contacted the stylist, set up an editorial shoot, and then hanggang sa nasundan. Then I get to meet new people. Bumibilis yung network for a photographer through the models. Kasi pag nakikita ng model, parang kasi ang galing na, ang ganda. Tapos papost yung Instagram mo, ganyan, mas madali kang marirecognize pag ganyan. So syempre, ang iniisip ko nun, dapat talaga lahat ng gawa ko maganda. Hindi lang maganda, pero nakakayanig. Parang gano'n. Meron pa akong ginawa nun. On my 25th birthday, nag-rent naman akong villa, may pool, daming alak. So, ang ginawa ko, okay, set up akong party, invite ko lahat ng mga nagtatrabaho na sa mga brands. Until yun, chika-chika, inom-inom, sayaw-sayaw, hanggang sa, ayun, hindi lang sa fashion community as well as the hip-hop community. So, yung ibang hip-hop artists natin dito, like mga dancers, performers, lumalapit din sila sa akin para magpa-picture for their media card, mga ganon. So parang kaya lumawak din sa talaga.
Yeah, doon mo na-attract yung Filipino community.
Yes.
But before that, hindi ka talaga, wala kang kakilala pang, wala ka pang circle, kumbaga.
Wala
sa
pa.
Pilipinas.
Ang una kong naging circle nun is through dancers talaga. Sabi ko, sige, dito muna ako sa photography. So ngayon, nung ginawa ko yun, gumawa ko ng photography, sabi ko, uy, I'm doing fashion, I can do portraits as well. So might as well take portraits of people that I know, I'm familiar with the culture. Ano yun, nare-reciprocate naman nila ng maayos and maganda.
So it's safe to say na apart from your career, job, work-related talents, mag-ano ka pa rin, get outside the, hanap ka pa rin ng ibang hobby or
Oo naman,
explore other
oo.
activities na where you can
Oo.
meet other people.
Yes. When I was teaching before, when I was being invited to seminars, ang pinaka naisip ko through my journey that what sets you apart, I think is your cultural aesthetic eh. Let's say, Filipino ka, pero let's say photojournalist ka, gusto mong street photography, gusto mong kunan lahat ng mga nangyayari within the area nyo. And since meron ka nung culture na yon, alam mo kung saan yung maganda, alam mo kung saan yung hindi magandang lugar, stuff like that. So, when I was being in the hip-hop scene a lot, doing sa mga dancers a lot, sabi ko, okay, maganda to pagka ganito yung angles, parang ganito yung focusing nila, para maganda. So, parang it's something that other people cannot copy from you kasi it's within you
It's part
talaga
of
eh.
you.
Oo,
Yeah. It's,
talagang
it helps na meron
Yes.
kang background sa dancing,
Yes,
na
yes,
you're part
yes.
of the, mas authentic nga.
Yun,
Kasi nga, mas,
parang ganun.
hindi kinopya sa magazine, hindi
Oo,
kinopya
totoo.
sa ano.
meron
mas-
pa rin
mas-
iba na hindi naman kinokopya,
Inspired.
taking inspiration from, pero somehow, somewhere, feeling ko lang yung ibang shoots nagagaya siya minsan na parang okay, nakaka-flatter naman yun kasi parang yung idea mo
Nagiging reference.
Oo, nagiging reference. Actually, nangyari yun sa isang shoot. Hinahanap ako sa nag-event pa ako nun. We did Lubutan. And then, sabi nung next day nag-event kami, sabi, I want the photographer who did the Lubutan shoot. I was like, bro, ako yun. Hindi niya alam na book niya na parang. So parang, sabi ko tropa ko,
Umikot lang.
bro, angas nun ah. So parang nakakatuwa, okay. There were times na ako yung nagiging reference, which sobrang nakakatuwa. I'm not saying na sa lahat that one particular time lang na sobrang nakakatuwa.
What sets us apart as a Filipino side by side with other nationals?
Siguro particularly ownership of the project. Kasi parang as a Filipino, kailangan mo i-represent yung bansa mo eh, na parang
May ganun bang thinking palagi?
Hindi naman. Na parang, siguro depende. Pag let's say large scale yung mo, recently, yung shoot namin na billboard sa Saudi, dami. Sabi ko, etong shoot na to, para sa nanay ko to. Hindi, not for anyone else. Ito, yung ganun lang.
So how would you describe your style as a photographer?
Flexible. I would say flexible.
But aesthetic-wise, how would you?
Aesthetically-
if you have a signature work.
Signature word, siguro low angle shots. Yun lang. And yun, low angle shots. Kasi I like low angle shots kasi when you're looking at your subject, they're becoming bigger eh. So parang to me, it symbolizes power, authority, someone you look up to. Kaya ganun.
Yes.
So if you're the viewer, you're looking up
That's why
like
it's called a hero shot
Yan,
because
mga
mas
ganun.
nakatingala yung
Yes.
viewer dun
Yes,
sa
yes.
subject.
Most of the shoots I do are usually like that. So parang doon ako nagsistick. Kasi doon ako madalas nakikilala. I mean, nakikilala yung works ko because of that. Not entirely, but within my circle. Aesthetics-wise, like let's say color, yung mga color grading na ganun, wala akong signature na ganun kasi it depends on the brief eh. Pero pagka sa, let's say sa creative, I think medyo hindi ko na siya iniisip.
Well, that's one argument or some. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You tell me. if you're doing commercial versus you're doing
Personal.
editorial na pangalan mo yung nandun at the brand, or personal projects or artistic projects, mas nagagawa mo kung ano yung gusto mo versus sa commercial na you follow the brand brief. Kaya, hindi ba nawawala yung sarili mo as an artist by doing commercial versus
Sometimes that happens. Let's say when we're doing e-commerce is very basic, pero sometimes I try to incorporate more of my style na shoot ko sa mababa. Sige, post ka lang, ganyan, maganda. And then there are times na medyo nakaka-dishearten, nakaka-burnout kasi paulit-ulit siya. Pero case-to-case basis siya, there would be jobs or let's say projects na fulfilling for you, magagawa mo yung gusto mo and not following the brief.
Right.
Meron din naman na you're following the brief but you're still doing what you want to do. Mga ganon. And most of the time, when sitting on the creative brief during the process, ina-explain na lahat. And it's up to me kasi sa akin yung manggagaling yung vision eh. Okay, sige, let's say ganito yung gusto mo, gagawin natin yan, pero I want to do a twist of my own. And let's compare which is better. Ganun lang siya. So
Yeah.
parang, I think that's my limit na, I think that's my conditions na para fulfilling pa rin sa sarili ko na. And then at the end of the day, syempre, ang goal is to reach this certain part na kailangan pasok lahat. Hindi pwedeng yung sa akin lang. Kasi like I said, it takes a village.
have you reached the point na hinahanap na ng tao or ng clients yung style mo?
I would say na I'm capable, but I'm not fully there yet. Kasi right now, my current situation, I'm doing a full-time job, and I think this is the preparation for that. Kasi they're throwing a lot of brands, partnerships, different briefs, different aesthetics. Siguro, I haven't found my real niche. Kasi when it comes to campaigns and commercials, it's very broad. Kailangan malawak yung pangunawa mo. Kailangan hindi ka lang sa maaangas. Kailangan medyo luxurious. Meron kang card na medyo
Ilalabas
luxurious.
na.
Parang ganun. So I would say na yes, I'm capable, pero I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be as flexible as I am now.
Yeah.
Kasi it builds me up, it builds up my character, not just aesthetically, but also with the technicalities as well. Na parang, okay, pwede yung ganito, pwedeng gawin yung ganito, pwedeng itong bagay nito gawin for another brand.
I think what's nice sa ginagawa mo, I myself included, kasi mas commercial yung mga ginagawa ko ngayon, it teaches us how to be flexible.
Yes.
But still, also it's an opportunity to put our mark na kahit mag-iba-iba yung brand, mag-iba-iba ng aesthetics, kaya mo and mapapasok mo yung
Yes, ma-execute.
yung personal aesthetic mo
Yes,
dun
yes,
sa
yes,
ano na
yes,
yun, no? Yeah, good. So pag-usapan naman natin yung ibang tao.
Unang-una si
Hindi.
Sige, sige.
Yung mga kapwa Pilipino naman
Okay, okay.
natin. From your observation, only because we want to help them, we want to change how Filipinos are perceived in the creative industry here. How would you say, excluding you or majority of the Filipinos, how are they perceived by other nationalities from what you're hearing or from your observation?
So far, I think Dubai is hindi siya racist na country eh. Kasi parang if you're the guy who could do the job, regardless of your nationality, parang hindi siya always bring up. Pero there are certain times na Filipinos are making waves in the industry, lalo na sa Alcus. Maraming Filipino na talaga. Which, to me, I think na, okay, magaling maganda ang mga Pilipino ngayon. Kasi, ibig sabihin, kaya nilang gawin yung job. Pangalawa, okay sa kanila yung bayad. Kasi hindi naman nila gagawin yun kung ano eh. So, parang, a step above pa rin tayo with other nationalities. I'm not saying that we're on the top, Not saying that we're the creative leaders kasi maraming iba-ibang brief, iba-ibang ano, kung pwede kang, kasi ito, itong ginagawa natin, we are pushing this forward. So, here we're the creative leaders. Pero when it comes to, let's say, other topics, I would say na papunta pa lang tayo doon.
Ano sa tingin mo ang kailangan natin i-improve to get there?
Kailangan nating i-improve. I think as a nationality, as a stereotype, alisin natin yung ma'am sir. Na let's not think that we are inferior to other people, to anyone basically. I mean, regardless kahit di ka Filipino, always think that the person next to you is on the same level as you. Para mas natural yung conversation. Kasi if you're looking at someone who is superior to you, na parang there's a wall that you have to break na agad eh. Na parang hindi ka makagawa ng authentic na conversation. Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang paano mo may enjoy yung moment na yun if ganun agad yung naisip. So I think that's something that we need to break to be
I
there.
think the discomfort comes on both ends, on
Yes,
both
oo.
parties.
Isa yun sa mga gusto kong, na-break ko na siya kasi during creative briefs, yung creative director namin, napapansin ko na pinakikinggan niya na ako kasi I know what I'm doing. Na parang, okay, sige, ganito yung brief. Sige, okay yan. Pero paano natin to gagawin? Ito na agad naiisip ko. Dapat one step forward sa naiisip ng creative brief. Para at least, okay, magmamarka ka sa isip niya. Parang ikaw, okay ka. Kaya parang maging pantay tayo sa, not above them or above anyone else, pero just be on the same level with them.
Right. What else? Other than that, Pams, ano pa mga kailangan natin tanggalin sa pag-uugal?
Huwag nating i-bash or harshly criticize yung mga kabayan natin na who's making a name for themselves. Kasi I don't see nothing wrong with that. Na parang someone is trying to make a statement. Tapos kabayan pa natin, di ba? Parang okay yun, di ba? Huwag natin siyang hilahin pababa na parang boost pa natin siya kasi it's not just about Filipino pride, but it's about someone who's doing good. Trying, doing good for the community, being perceived well. Di ba? Parang wag natin. Kasi, ikaw, ibabash mo yung tayo, ikaw nga, nakahiga ka lang eh.
Yeah.
Di ba?
That's nice na sinabi mo yan. I think, sinasabi nga natin, Dubai is land of opportunities. It's where dreams come true. So when you go here, either you want change, reinvention, or you want to be someone here. You will do something na diskarte mo. And then, what you need more is support talaga, especially if it's good. If it's not good, then sana they just keep it to themselves or sabihin sa'yo, not in public, but mas constructive.
I think in a more constructive way.
Yeah, kaysa in public platforms sinasabi na, ganito yan, ganito yan. Because
I think pakinggan mo lang yung mga sa kakilala mo. It's good to know na some people na ganito rin yung reactions nila. So parang, okay, so maybe somewhere, reevaluate mo rin yung sarili mo and be more self-aware.
Yeah, that's mas ganun dapat ang attitude natin towards each other. Kasi kung wala kang maitutulong sa kanya, payat ka na lang. Di ba?
Wala maganda sasabihin. Kausapin.
Because in the end, ang balik sa atin yan as a community, nagsisiraan. At saka kung ano yung maririnig din nila ng ibang tao na Pilipino, ganito, ganyan. Mas iisipin nila yon then mas iangat yung pride
Tsaka
natin.
parang overall, maging mabuting tao ka lang. Hindi mo na kailangan wag kang maging kupal, basically. Maging mabait ka lang sa kapwa mo.
Ano naman ang nagugustuhan ng mga other nationalities na employer, clients sa Filipino?
Charm. I would say charm. Luma na yung hospitality. Pagawin natin, charm and charisma. Some Filipinos, especially in the creative field, very, I wouldn't say entertaining, but very approachable, very forward. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? Machika. Pero yung pagiging machika nila, ano pa rin, tansyado pa din. Hindi yung sobrang feeling close. Pero pag may kailangan gawin, Yan, sila yan. Parang
Oo. What do you think is the biggest barrier for Filipino creatives trying to enter the industry, the creative industry in Dubai?
responsibilities.
And how do you think they can overcome it?
I mean, siguro priorities mo lang kasi recently I've experienced it. I wanted to be so much more, pero I'm being held back by some personal responsibilities. And mas uunahin ko siguro yung responsibilities ko kasi that makes me more of who I am rather than still pursuing what I want to do. I mean, I'm just being realistic. Not all of the time, pwede mong gawin lahat ng nasa isip mo. Pangalawa, we're sending money back to the Philippines. Again, another responsibility. So parang, na-hold back yung things that you want for yourself dahil dun sa mga bagay.
Nalilimit. Oh, di ba?
Yes, nalilimit.
Instead of buying new equipment
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
your work.
I mean,
for your creative-
not just equipment, but I think mostly time. So let's say you're working like a full-time job, tapos let's say your weekends, gagawa ka ng ganito, you do something for yourself, for your soul. Di ba parang nakakapagod din siya. Kasi, di ba, lalo na pag weekend, maglilinis kang bahay, maglalaba ka, mga ganung bagay. Tapos, video call ka sa family mo. For me, yun lang. I think that's what's holding them back.
Do you think may problema pa tayo sa representation dito sa Dubai?
Within the creative community, I don't think there is. I really don't think there is.
How
Kasi-
about visibility?
Visibility.
Kasi magkaiba yun, di ba?
Oo. Possible. Kasi during the recent wars that's happening, ang daming nagmamigrate dito. I think Dubai is becoming more saturated. Reason why I didn't want to do photography in the Philippines is it's way too big. Dubai, ang liit lang eh. Di ba? I think Philippines has an oversaturation of photographers and
Of creatives. Do you think there's still a need for new fashion photographers here in Dubai? Are there still
I think yes,
opportunities
for younger people. Fresh take. Kasi pwede ka maging creative pero paano ka magiging effective when it comes to working? Let's say, maganda kayo naisip mo, maganda yung tira mo, pero how would you be in a work environment na merong workflow, meron tayong guidelines, meron tayong mga
Structure,
sinusunod. Yes, meron
discipline.
structure. So, I think some of the creative jobs here as well can a little bit be corporate in a way. Kasi may kailangan ko sundan, you need to report to someone. So, I think it would be nice for younger people to experience those kinds of jobs. Kasi ako, when I started in my company, I was the youngest. I started there, I was 22. And then yung iba kong mga ka-work, mga nasa 30, mid-30s, 40s, parang bata-bata nila ako doon. Tapos ngayon, parang na-develop na rin ako. Ayun, so I think, kaya ako na doon, kaya ako gumaling doon kasi everyday kasama yung ilaw. I was very curious, I was very hungry. Marami akong gustong gawin. Ano yung mga pwede ko kung magawa sa mga gamit na nasa paligid ko? Ano yung mga hindi ko na kayang gawin dahil limited ako sa gamit? Mga ganong bagay na.
Yeah.
So I think yes,
there's space. There's still
naman,
space and
there's still
opportunities
space.
for
there's still space pero it's gonna be saturated for sure. I mean in any market naman eh. Pero yes, there is. If talaga namang magaling ka at talagang nagustuhan ka, matutumpok mo yung kailangan mong puntahan.
Right. So looking back, what do you wish was available for Filipino creatives when you were starting out? Anong sana meron noon na maaaring meron na ngayon or wala pa ngayon? What do you think would be able to help the new creatives starting now?
Siguro more connections. More connections lang. And connections na hindi lang basta kakilala ni ganito, ni ganyan. I think more connections to brands. Mga ganun. Like, more connections to work, basically.
Network.
Kasi pwede, network, like proper network lang. Pero kasi, if you're just starting out, and then, you would want to go on big luxury brands na parang mahirap din naman na alam mo, parang huwag ka muna magpa-fake it till you make it. Parang gumawa ka muna ng portfolio mo na para, at least if the back of your head you're trying to represent the Filipino community, our country, at least walk the talk.
Maganda yung
Oo,
bit-bit mo.
diba?
Hindi ba mahirap, hindi ba mahal gumawa ng portfolio dito? Kasi of course the model rates to generate are much more expensive here.
At kailangan mo lang maging mabait, kailangan mo lang maging charming in a way na charismatic ka. Ito yung previous ones ko before, maybe we could work together, do something kasi I'm just starting out, mga ganung bagay. And mahal siya in a sense na pag sa Pilipinas mo siya ginawa, subukang gawin, baka kailangan mo magbayad. Pero dito, maraming models na gusto magpa-test shoot or do creative shoots. Ang pinakagagastusan mo lang, let's say, sa studio, damit, makeup, ganun lang.
Or pwede siyang collab as long
ganun,
as you can find the right
Yes.
friends circle, no?
Pero pag gagawa ka ng collab, huwag yung bastang collab lang. Dapat matigas talaga.
Oo, pang portfolio.
Oo.
Ano ang hinahanap ng mga ng Dubai sa portfolio ng isang photographer? Commercial.
I think brands. Sa portfolio is brands talaga.
Brands pa rin. And you can only enter...
Parang step by step siya eh. Parang, okay, yung una, may production background ka ba? Hindi yung bastang nagpicture ka lang outdoors. Okay, check, may production.
Quality. No?
Yes, yung quality. Next, anong brands yung mga inaano mo? And I think,
Prestige.
yan, gano'ng katagal ka na dito. Mga ganong bagay. Para siyang job interview, like if you're pitching to other brands. Mostly ganun. Yun yung
At
hinahanap.
magsisimula ka talaga sa bottom.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about money. I'm asking this because a lot of photographers or starting photographers hindi alam kung sa magkano nagsisimula. And sa ating mga Pilipino, nahihiya tayo mag-pressure sa sarili natin, lalo na pag hindi natin alam, para lang makakuha ng trabaho, papayag na sa kakarampot in comparison sa pwedeng itanong ng other nationalities. Same job, same work, same skill, same talent, mas mataas yun sa kanila. Magkano ang starting dapat na hinihingi ng photographer?
Let's say kung junior ka, if it's e-commerce, production, and when I say production, let's say you're pitching to restaurants, ganyan, some fashion brands, some local brands. For a photographer, I think it's 7 to 8 between that range.
And 7 to 8 is how many hours of... paano ba ang bayaran sa
Okay.
photographer?
So 7 to 8
per project, layout. Sa Pilipinas kasi layout. Like 5
layout
photos.
is project.
Let's say 5 layout project.
Changes,
So 5 photos na final, 5 outfits kumbaga. Or is it per hour or
Okay. So I'll try to break it down.
Sige.
From my experience,
Okay.
baka kasi, taas mo magkita siya. So, starting out, I was at 7,000 as a junior photographer. And
But this was 2018.
2018.
pa. Sa ngayon na, para
Sa
alam na
ngayon.
nila yung kalakaran.
Okay,
Much
sa
would you pay
ngayon,
your junior?
I think if you're junior now, I think same 7 to
Separate.
8,000. Per project is a different thing. 7 to 8 is if you're like on an employee basis. Per project,
month.
yes, per month.
7 to 8,000 per month.
Yes.
Okay.
So, project-based, iba-iba yan. Depende sa needs, sa deliverables. Depende sa deliverables ng client, sa kailangan nila. Gaano karami, ilang palet, mga ganon. Ilang oras, shoot, saan gagawin, outdoor, indoor, mga ganong bagay na kailangan i-consider. May makeup artist ba? May stylist ba? Marami, ganon. So, kaya parang
Package yun.
package na yun.
Pero sa photographer, yung sa'yo lang, or dun lang sa photographer na bago, how much should they charge?
Per project, I think, if you're freelancing, 3,000.
3,000. One full day shoot.
Full day shoot. I
Full
think
day
that's good for 4 to 5 hours. Full day, I
Ilang
think.
output yun ng photos? I mean, final output.
If it's fashion, I think minimum edited 15 to 20, mga
15
ganun.
to 20.
On average. If you have the portfolio na, you work some parts na, and you have client base na rin, siguro you could go up to 4,500 to 5,000. Pag yung mga work mo is talagang luxury na 6 to 7 or 10 maybe per project.
And then, may next level pa ba yun bago makarating sa...
I think, pag sa'yo na talaga yung client.
rate? Ano bang rate ng mga foreign photographers? I mean, ng other nationals, yung mga hindi Pilipino, na narinig mo ha? How much are they getting?
Hindi ko masyado alam eh. Parang siguro, safe to say within the range of 10 to 15 per project.
So, kung social media lang, around how much?
Mga yan, yung mga binanggit ko. I think that's for
Nandun lang
social
din.
media. Print is a different thing kasi malaki na yun eh.
Wow, mas
Hindi
mataas.
dapat pagka ganun, hindi lang agency ang kikita, dapat bayad din yung photographer. Kasi
Of course,
siyempre, kami yung magsisend ng quality nung
yeah.
picture talaga eh. Kami yung mag-make sure na pag pinarint yan, hindi pixelated yung ano
Yeah.
niya.
So they have to consider, the photographers should consider, of course, their skill, experience, their
Yes.
portfolio, plus distribution.
Yan.
Usage.
Yan. Distribution
And
and usage.
kung gaano katagal yung usage.
Yes. Yun yung hindi alam nung mga baguhan pa.
Mhm.
Kasi, meron akong mga gawa before na napunta sa print tas hindi ako nagbayaran.
Kayo bang mga photographers, may grupo ba kayo dito? Like, Filipino photographers in Dubai.
Hindi naman. Merong group. There are times din na nagpapasa ako ng project. Parang, ito
Yeah.
si ganito. May nagtatanong sa akin, Ace, nagwe-wedding ka ba? Sabi ko, naku,
Yeah.
pasensya na kayo. Hindi ako nagwe-wedding. Pero ito, kilala ko to. Tiwala ako dyan. Magaling mag-wedding yan.
Yeah, it helps na
Ganun
may
lang.
ganon. Kasi,
Pero pag let's say sa mga groups, sa mga event madami, talagang, lalo na sa World Trade Center, there are a lot of Filipinos there na the first batch and then the second wave. Marami pa din.
Okay. Highest a Filipino creative can earn that you've heard of? Employed.
Ano yan?
Highest amount a Filipino creative can earn that you've heard of? Employed photographer.
Employed.
Hindi natin papangalanan.
Siguro nasa 20. Employed
Employed.
ha? Per project, 150.
Kung masipag kang freelancer, bago, ganyan, on a good month, how much can you possibly earn?
I think good range, 16 to 18.
1,000.
Pero yung 16 to 18 na yun, pwede mo siyang kunin ng isang bagsak, pwede mo siyang kunin ng 10. Depende
sa 10
sa'yo.
shoot lang pwede na. Could be more even kasi freelance ka naman, yeah?
Parang batting average lang yan mga.
Next segment is our fast talk,
Shit.
quick answer. So meron tayo dito magical hat.
Ganda.
I'm a Filipino creative. Yeah. So you wear this and then
Yes.
sasagutin mo yung
Sige.
question. Di ba? Very boy appointed. Or blues.
Ganda. Gusto ko yung font. Ganda.
Padalang kita.
Shit.
Pag nagpagawa na tayo. Perfect.
Chocolates.
First question yun eh. Okay, first question. In what creative fields do Filipinos excel the most?
Fashion.
Best Filipino trait.
Best Filipino trait? Charm.
Worst Filipino trait.
Worst Filipino trait? Always asking for more.
Name other equally talented photographers in Dubai.
Mock Santos, Mark Ganzon, Jeff Anog, Rosen Antonio, Alex Kaluweng, Andy Ramos, Dens Nicolas, yan.
Dami.
Mock
Good,
Santos,
I mean,
nabanggit ko ba
yeah.
sa
Name Filipino creatives who are worth checking out. Mga bago or in different fields. Yeah.
RC Bautista.
Not yet. Hindi naman ako sure.
Filipino creatives worth checking out. Errol John.
Ano siya?
Photographer siya.
Okay.
Who else? Grace Soriano. Yes. Vicky Baya. Yes, yan.
Okay. Anong field sila?
Errol John is a photographer. Grace Soriano is in luxury watches and fashion. Vicky is in fashion as well.
Okay. My grand vision is
Magkaroon ng billboard dito sa Dubai. Sheikh Zayed, like the full thing.
Filipino creatives should improve on
Communication and reading comprehension.
Filipino creatives should stop doing blank.
Free collabs. Pagka matagal ka na.
Do you like being called kabayan?
Parang hindi.
How about by okay, do you like being called kabayan by kapwa Filipino?
Yes.
Do you like being called kabayan by other nationalities?
Not so much. Kasi parang that's our word eh.
Yeah. Ay, namatay na siya. Namatay na yung kodigo ko. Filipino creatives are
Filipino creatives are one of a kind and you should definitely book us.
advice for fellow Filipino creative.
Don't overthink it. Don't let other people's opinion of you change who you really are and what you can bring to the platform.
Advice for advice for Filipino creatives who are starting out in Dubai.
Try to always say yes in a very mannered way and not in an exploitative way. You can say yes naman na hindi ka na overuse eh. Na parang another thing is wag ka mahiyang magtanong kasi walang masamang magtanong. Kunwari,
Boundaries, no?
Oo.
Set boundaries.
Kung hanggang alas 8 lang, Ganun lang. Mga ganung bagay. Ilan yung pwede ka naman maging mabait eh pagka-trip ko talaga yung project.
Advice for Filipino creatives who wants to fly to Dubai and start a career here.
Then definitely try it out. Actually build a portfolio first in the Philippines and then build your portfolio here in Dubai kasi baka hindi nila pansinin yung sa Philippines.
What do you wish na sana meron sa creative community dito sa Dubai?
A platform na merong boundaries kung saan yung base rate for certain projects para yung iba hindi na mag-aagawa na kukunin yung job sa mas mababang offer. Dapat merong kasulatan na ito yung minimum rate na pwede nyong kunin for this certain type of job. I mean, hindi ko naman masisisi na ang daming photographers na kumukuha ng, let's say, simple event, 250. Parang, bro, magkano yung ginastos mo sa camera gears mo and all, tapos tatanggap ka ng ganong amount and then i-edit mo, send mo sa kanila.
Same
Diba,
effort.
parang it's very time consuming. At least make your investment worth it.
Yes. Alright. Alright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ace. Thank you for
It's
joining
amazing,
us.
It's amazing.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Ace Reyes.